height advantage for Rances Barthelemy over Fahsai Sakkreerin, the Thai fighter. Unique spelling of his last name and pronunciation of Sakkreerin. And there is our first look at him, a 31-year-old, 5'3", 129 pounds from Thailand, 39, 3-1, 21 knockouts. 12 fights since 2010. You see all but one of the fights coming in his native country of Thailand. This, his U.S. debut. He did have a fight in the Philippines against a fighter we've seen before, Martin Honorio, and that was a split decision loss back in 2011. And there is the former Cuban national team, Rances Barthelemy, 27 years old, 5'11", 128.8, now fighting out of Fort Lauderdale. Second fight with John David Jackson, former titleist who trained so many pros down in South Florida. Barthelemy's coming off a less than impressive and much controversial decision win on Friday Night Fights. That was against Arash Usmani back in January. A result that caused our Teddy Atlas to react so outspokenly that Dan Rayfield wrote it as an all-time meltdown. Take a look. Here in Miami, Florida, Arash Usmani taking on the Cuban native. Good jab. And now Barthelemy is the aggressor. Another piercing left hand. Oh, look at this.
It's Barthelemy who's in trouble.
Punch after punch, just digging in. Oh, that is good stuff.
The winner, Rances Barthelemy.
Teddy, you're probably still overheating just watching the replay of that for a moment.
Well, one of the guys that went over there to Barthelemy was the promoter, so it's good to have the promoter on your side when you're in that kind of fight. And he had the promoter on his side, but tonight I think it's going to be a little different. I think his power will show, and I think that John David Jackson maybe will get him using his left hand a little bit more, not just looking, as he did that night, only for power shots.
So that was the last time we saw him, back on January 4th, as John David Jackson is ready for his charge to take on this challenge. And Teddy is ready for the fight plan, brought to you by Corona Extra.
This is a really big fight night for Minnesota, so I thought, why not go out and find a really big place to do the fight plan? I found it. Second biggest mall in the United States. So now, let's go see whether or not this is going to be a roller coaster of a ride, or I should say, of a fight, with ups and downs and maybe a little dizziness. Barthelemy, Sakkreerin. Barthelemy is bigger and stronger. He can win inside or outside, but I think at a distance, he's better off. With Sakkreerin, the shorter guy, drops his left a lot, he moves his head, and he likes to slip over to his right. When he slips over there, he's exposed. But then if you give him time, well, he does the right thing, he weaves back. So don't give him time. Start your left hand, and then before he has time to weave back, watch. Start it, up, boom, and catch him. Bang! You do that, well, go on the rides, have a good time. You want to go on the rides?
Let's go.
Roller coaster?
Roller coaster time.
You're not going to get sick, are you?
No, I'm not.
Last time you did.
Yeah,
That was kind of ugly.
All right, now how does Sakkreerin avoid the merry-go-round and go directly to a win? It won't be easy. Let's find out right now. I'll be Sakkreerin and Barthelemy. Barthelemy, stronger, but taller and longer. So you're going to have to get in close. 3 ways to do it. You're going to have to move your head. You're going to have to move your feet. And when you get inside, yes, you will have to move your hands. Let's start with the head movement. Slip, weave, step, now step. Bring the feet, get close, and notice when you get close. Barthelemy, yes, he's square. No balance, and he gives you a lot of target to hit. Outside the elbows, bang, right up the middle, and then before the bigger, stronger guy can punch back, go around. Keep more balance. You do that, well, he won't know where you are. And then when it's all over with, you go to the fun house. Have a lot of laughs. Want to go to the fun house?
Oh, yeah, let's go. Let's go to Zipper, too.
The fun house is enough.
Not do too much in one day.
Sounds like a little kid. You take him to the mall.
Yeah, he gets excited. You know, he has a lot of fun. So you got to watch him. No, you got to see where he goes.
Earlier, you know what I expect. Please give me a good, clean fight and protect yourself at all times.
You got to tell him, you know, meet me at the Ferris wheel in case we get lost. You know, like.
We're going home by 6.
Yeah.
Mark Nelson's the referee, scheduled for 12 here with Sakkreerin and Barthelemy. See how much that size plays a role here.
And we see where it plays a role, too. That's a good point, Joe. Where does it play a role? On the outside or the inside, the size, and I think the superior strength of Barthelemy. No amateur fights for Sakkreerin. 20 professional Muay Thai fights in Thailand, where he had a losing record, by the way, 8-12. Tough guy, but any kind of advantage of experience Sakkreerin has in the pros, which he does. He's had 43 pro fights. That's the advantage to Barthelemy's 18 pro fights. But Barthelemy makes up for that in the amateur experience from the Cuban team. 220 amateur fights for Barthelemy. So you look at the pro record, you see Barthelemy's got a hill to climb. Well, no, he doesn't really have a hill to climb. Maybe Sakkreerin might have a hill to climb. Because really, literally and figuratively, to get in close, climb that hill, and to deal with all that experience I just mentioned in the amateur department of Barthelemy.
Seen 2 times in the last 30 seconds, Sakkreerin reaching up, lunging with left hooks. You see how far he extends that left elbow up to do so. There's another one as he lands a left hand against Barthelemy.
Well, he's doing what we said he would do. He's trying to get in and then trying to use his legs a little bit to keep Barthelemy off balance a little bit. 2 choices for Sakkreerin, I think. One is to counter and pot shot him a little on the outside and use his legs. Keep him off balance, little movement. Or he can work, as we talked about in the fight plan, by slipping and weaving to get in, like he is right now. And then he needs to do that, a little work when he gets in with the taller man. What he's trying to do when he gets inside is break some windows. What I mean by that, it's kind of like having a skyscraper in front of you, a tall building in Barthelemy. You get there and you try to break a few windows. There's plenty of them to crash, and Barthelemy stands straight up.
This is a page in the Teddy Talk dictionary that is yet to be opened by the guys in the production truck. But break some windows, throwing punches to the body of
actually,
a taller frame.
That's actually the wrong definition.
Well,
just so you know, it's
obviously
not to the
you
body.
can edit the Teddy Talk dictionary at any point.
It's
going
to actually put water in the basement. That's go to the body.
Bang the drum.
Breaking windows.
Body.
Body, right. But breaking windows, no, 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 no.
Skyscraper.
Skyscraper, upstairs. Little correction needs to be done, no problem.
They have erasers for the Teddy Talk dictionary.
Yes,
Don't you worry
do.
about it. End of 1 here in Minneapolis. Stay with us. Rances, Barthelemy, and Fahsai Sakkreerin. 5'11" is the Cuban. 5'3" is the fighter from Thailand.
See, it's great to be tall and long like Barthelemy. You have a chance to catch the shorter man on the way in. And if he stays out there, you can do that. Extend your punches and catch him out there. 2 ways you can do it. Barthelemy, this round early on, doing it both ways. Catch him coming, catch him standing in front. Because the shorter man has to take a risk. Joe, I've said it before. The shorter man, in this case, of course, Sakkreerin, has to go through a bad neighborhood to get to you. You know, he's got to cross some dangerous streets, and things can happen.
Like that downward right hand right there thrown by Barthelemy.
Exactly. And Barthelemy understands it. John David Jackson, a good trainer, former junior middleweight champ. I think he's got him understanding it. You keep him at the outside, you make him take chances, make him take risks, and you catch him on the way in before he gets close. Just catch him going through the, like that. He tried to catch him with the right hand going through that bad neighborhood. He caught him right there.
Reaching for his midsection. As you see John David Jackson saying, that's it. This thing should be over, and it is. Right there in round 2 in quick order. Rances Barthelemy, last time a controversial gift decision, many think, in South Florida. Tonight, easy to define, as Sakkreerin is still laid out.
Well, we talked about when there's space. Big advantage for the taller guy if he knows how to use that space. Guess what? Barthelemy knew how to use that space tonight. There's space. That means that the shorter Sakkreerin has to come in, go through a bad neighborhood. On the way in, things can happen. Things happen. Right hand to the midsection, right to the solar plexus. You know, it looks like nothing. It feels like a lot. Take another look here. Watch the right hand, right uppercut, right there to the solar plexus. Right in that middle hollow spot. You could take your finger now at home and you could feel it. You know the spot, that little right there, that spot right in the middle, little above your stomach, that little hole. You catch somebody there, there's no breath, there's no wind, there's no anything. There's just pain, desperation, and no fight anymore. And that's exactly where he caught him.
And as we've seen so many times with the perfect body shot, whether it's over on the liver or right there to the midsection, that one beat moment and then the realization by the hit fighter, and all of a sudden the collapse and the knockout and the cell phone for Rances Barthelemy, already accepting congratulations as he was going after the #1 position in the IBF at 130 pounds. For the official particulars, we send it up to the ring to Dan Cole.
Fight fans, the bout comes to a quick end at 126 of the second round. The winner, and still undefeated, Rances Barthelemy.
19-0, 12 knockouts, and now claiming the #1 position in the IBF at junior lightweight. And we will hear from him when we return to Friday Night Fights. Stay with us.